Okay, it says we're streaming live on YouTube now.
Are we streaming?
That's what it says on the Zoom.
Oh, there we go. Now we're live. Now we're on YouTube. Yeah. Take that, Facebook, you motherfucker. Let me put this up. I'm going to put this up on Facebook so people.
And now we've been instantly demonetized.
I don't care. I don't need YouTube's money. All right. I'm just going to put this on the Morning Disaster Facebook page so people can find us. All right. Woo, come find us. There we go. And now the end is near. All right. I'll make Nick a I'll make Nick a co-host if they'll allow me to do it. What? I'll make Nick a co-host. You'll be co-host Nick, and then you could try to put us up on Facebook. You know, occasionally you just try to share it on Facebook.
Yeah, I've been trying to connect to Facebook just by myself, and it's been.
I think Facebook's fucked up. That's what I think.
I'm on Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, of course you're on, but I'm saying that the broadcast stuff on it's fucked up.
The broadcast through Zoom.
Yeah, it's all fucked up.
Janky.
I think it's fucked up. I think
hopping on a new meeting.
I think somehow Facebook is fucked up with something.
What are they? For God's sake, move! Get out of the way. Let me see it.
There's a whole bunch of old people in here. God damn it. All I know is we are live.
Somewhere.
It took us 15 minutes to get live, but I started trying like what 7:40 something. Son of a bitch.
About 10 till, I think.
Let me find Jason.
Boomers.
Where do I find the co-host thing, Jason?
If you don't have it enabled in the settings on the web page,
yeah, in the settings. Okay, because I want to make Nick a co-host.
But the problem is, if you do it now, though, it won't let you until the meeting's restarted.
Oh, this son of a bitches!
Just like the share screen, like when we enabled that.
Sons of bitches.
But at least now anyone can share a screen.
Right.
Like if Rocky wants to show a video with no audio or something, you know, he can share the screen. All right, there's co-host. Awesome. I have enabled it, Jason.
Okay, you might not be able to use it though until
I have enabled it. It has been enabled. Integration authentication. I have no idea what that means, but I'm going to.
As long as it's enabled.
Should I click it?
Uh-oh.
Oh, here's the phone call.
There's
Don't answer it.
Someone's going to call and go, Ray Lytle's technical.
Don't answer it.
Good morning. You're on the Morning Disaster.
Ray Lytle.
I knew it.
Technical.
I knew it. Son of a bitch. I knew it. Son of a bitch. All right. Well. Oh, well. It says I can make Nick a host, but I have a feeling that would probably delete the rest of it.
It'll knock you out as host.
Yeah.
If you do that.
So I won't be able to share it anymore?
Not for this session, no.
Son of a bitches. All I know is at least we're on YouTube. Now I want to check and see if anybody is watching on YouTube, if they have figured out.
Bubba's in the chat room on there. So
Bubba's in the chat room. Brett's in there. Awesome. There's some people getting in the YouTube chat room. Good.
Well, all it takes is one click. I mean, it's really just certainly not as involved as what we're attempting.
And watching now. So
4 people.
I got to tell you, this has been an interesting morning because I woke up and I thought I'd have to do the usual thing, which is wake up, look at my phone, see Nikki's excuse for not being on the show. That did not happen today. I was shocked. I was like,
Oh,
there's
God.
no, how am I supposed to go on without Nikki canceling?
Oh my God.
It's very odd. It's usually, there's something wrong with either her butt or her ankle or her stomach or today's hospital day, or I spent the night in ER. Oh,
I just took a bunch of pain pills 5 minutes ago. That was a good one.
I couldn't. I tried to fall asleep all night, and I just fell asleep at 7 o'clock. I'm like, literally, you waited an hour before the show to take a bunch of pain pills and fall asleep. Yeah, it's usually something, but I was shocked today when I woke up and I go, God damn, Nikki didn't cancel. I go, maybe it's gonna be a good day. And I walk down to the computer room, and then I start trying to connect, as I always do at like 7:40. First off, I couldn't get Zoom to open. I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I did, and I sent and I got it sent out like 7:50s by the time I sent all the participation things out. And then Jason came in. Once Jason came in, I go, okay, now I'm going to try to connect to Facebook live while everybody else is coming in. And then Nick comes in, and while we're attempting to connect, and it just starts spinning. And it won't go any further than that. It's just, trying to spin and connect to Facebook. And I was like, what the hell? And then I start getting texts from like Terry, Rocky's husband, sends me a message going, hey, people are starting to get restless wondering where you guys are. And I'm like, dude, we're trying to connect. I don't know. And then we finally connected to YouTube. And that sort of.
What do you expect for a free show Monday through Thursday?
Yeah.
And I went ahead and edited your YouTube post so people know what it is, because it's just a link. So I put, we're not on Facebook today. Click here to see the show.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, because I didn't have time. You know what I mean? I was just trying to get us live.
We're scrambling.
Yes.
I mean, we're scrambling.
We're a team.
Thank you. Well, we are a team. Yeah, no, you're right. So now it says at least what we're supposed to. You have privileges on, did I give you privileges for Facebook?
Yes.
You're to where you're a host and you could do all that stuff, right? Okay, good. Thank God. Yeah, I just want people to be able to see us. We are brought to you by Recon Techs, Head West Subs, Hendricks Home Furnishings, Simply CBD, Core Installation, and DTE Technologies. It is Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. We are here. We're live. We're trying to entertain you. This is, I hate mornings like this. It's only happened a couple times, but it drives me crazy.
Ruins the mood.
Yeah, it makes me nuts. It really does. Oh.
So yesterday, I've said before how I visit my mom every couple of days. She's like a later stage of Alzheimer's, dementia, and she lives with my sister, who's 20 years older than I am. So they don't have streaming TV. They don't have, it's cable, basic cable.
You
and
said
that's
you
it.
have tried your best to keep your mom away from the internet.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, I've said that before, too. But they don't have like a streaming TV is what I'm saying. They don't have like Netflix and
okay.
They just have basic cable. So flipping channels, this show catches my mom's eye, I guess, and she's like, oh, wow, those are pretty lights. And if somebody, if somebody's that lucid, they like, oh, wow, complete a whole sentence like that, which she rarely does anymore. You want to keep them on that wavelength.
Yeah.
You don't want to change the channel. You want to keep them. Oh, wow, that got her attention. Yeah. Keep watching this. So it's this, but it almost looked like a Christmas movie. It was kind of lit. There was little tiny lights all over the place, like Christmas lights. And it had this wild lighting. It really caught her eye. It was this guy talking to this piano player. And then it shows the guy leaving and walking down the street at night, and that's all lit up and it's lights and everything like that. And then he goes to a costume shop or whatever. Long story short, I sat there and watched Eyes Wide Shut with my 88-year-old mother.
Did she enjoy the scenes where Tom Cruise is fucking his wife? I mean, did she?
Oh my God. Well, we tuned in halfway through. We tuned in, I don't know how familiar people are with the movie, but we tuned in almost exactly halfway through. Where, you know, and it says IFC, and it's basic cable. So I'm thinking, well, there's going to be a bunch of stuff cut out. So whatever. No, they don't cut things out.
No, IFC doesn't.
Goodness.
For people that don't know what Eyes Wide Shut is, I mean, we could go on about how it's Stanley Kubrick or the plot or whatever. Just suffice it all to say, they had to cut scenes out of the orgy scene to get an R rating in the United States. That's the kind of movie Eyes Wide Shut is.
Yeah, it's Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman with Stanley Kubrick. For some reason, Stanley Kubrick was going to die, and he was making one more movie. And Kubrick is a great filmmaker, and he's making one more movie, and it was a movie he always wanted to make. Who knew Stanley Kubrick was a fucking pervert?
Oh,
because the movie
some of his older movies.
Rocky raises his hand. No, it turns out the movie's like about this couple who want to try swinging and all this. It's crazy. It is really a crazy.
Well, they don't
film.
let each other know though.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I saw that at the theater when it was out with Nikki. I just remembered that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's one of the few. I think it's the only movie we saw, or maybe one of the only ones.
Rocky introduced.
No, we saw Boogie Nights.
Oh well,
Boogie Nights was good. Boogie Nights was good. Boogie Nights is a better movie than Boogie Nights is a way better movie than Eyes Wide Open.
Boogie Nights is my favorite R-rated movie of all time.
Yeah, it's a great movie because I'll tell you what, Philip Seymour Hoffman is so good, and so is what's her name? The woman who went to jail's husband.
Juliette Lewis. No.
No.
Julianne Moore.
She's great too, but I'm saying the guy whose wife just went to jail for the college thing. Why am I forgetting his name?
I don't. What is he in Boogie Nights?
He plays his wife in Boogie Nights. Is the one who's fucking everybody, and he.
William H. Macy?
Yes, William H. Macy. Thank you. Yeah, William H. Macy's really good in that too.
Felicity Huffman.
Yeah, Felicity Huffman is his wife in real life, but this is the porn star that played his wife in the movie. She was on our show.
Yeah,
she was actually really.
I showed the autographed Boogie Nights CD. It's Nina Hartley is her name.
Yeah, she's very nice. She was really nice to us. I mean, I'm telling you, she was. She's
not your usual porn star though. She's got a medical degree. She spent like the last 25 years working with like HIV type, awareness and HIV in the porn industry. She sits behind a desk and heads companies, and so yeah, her porn
You
stuff
said
was
heads
back in
companies.
she likes sex. For someone who
her porn is back in the 80s, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
She does the MILF thing every once in a while. Why do I know all this?
Yeah. It's odd. You know a lot about pornography. I've always
Nina Hartley.
I've always thought this about you though. You know a lot about pornography, even back in the day.
Yeah.
When
I used to do the porn trivia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were always shocked by how much pornography you knew.
I'm just fascinated by pornography.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Naked people.
Everyone's got to have a hobby.
Yes, Jason, we hear you.
Okay, because in the chat they're saying they couldn't hear me.
Well, you got to say something interesting, my friend.
Turn that content filter off.
I'm just busting. I do love busting Jason's balls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it is. I tell you, it's weird because we started late because of the Facebook problem. I get when Facebook does this shit. This happened before, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I get so angry.
Well, is it Facebook or is it Zoom not being
Yeah.
able to connect to Facebook? Because
Well-
I've heard that Zoom is the one that's had issues.
Yeah, but
And that happened just
Well,
a
I
couple
mean, we're
last week.
with this
If we're
one,
using Zoom to contact YouTube, I'd have to say it's the
yeah,
Facebook
it's
interface.
Facebook because it's what it is Facebook. Whenever they do this, okay, then they send me a notice about how I should use Facebook's interface. It's a lot better than they start immediately sending me this. And I'm
Right.
like, what?
You should switch over to the new Facebook and forget about your friends. What you really want to do is concentrate on groups and pages.
But we should try to have Nick connect through what's a program you
Is that
have?
Hangouts?
No, Nick has like XSplit or whatever program.
Mm.
We could try connecting through whatever his program is. I mean,
Yeah, but they don't have a Zoom interface for that. We'd have to use for us, we would have to use Skype to connect together.
Oh, good
Or
God, there's
Facebook
so many.
Messenger.
yeah.
They have a
Well, people have found us. I mean, the link's there. This
Yeah.
is one extra click.
What
Try
is
it again tomorrow.
What is it, Jason? You're saying what?
Facebook Messenger now acts similar to Zoom.
Uh,
You can do video chats, group chats on it.
So they don't want you using that Zoom
Yeah, that's
anymore. They want
Yeah,
you to do their own
Facebook's-
thing.
Facebook's trying to do what Zoom does, and they make it hard to connect through Zoom, which is what we use.
Right.
Fuckers. We'll make it free and make it easy, and we'll use it. Because I'm paying for Zoom. I'd like to not
Well,
pay
if it's
for
Facebook,
Zoom.
it's probably free. I don't know about easy.
Yeah, well, they make it to where it works would be nice. You've got to have it working.
I saw the most telling bumper sticker the other day. Have you ever seen the one that says LGBT
Um,
and then the L has like a Statue of Liberty, the G is a gun, the B is beer, and the T is Trump.
Oh,
So it's
God.
LGBT, but they all stand, liberty,
it's liberty,
beer,
guns,
and
beer,
Trump. Yeah. Okay, well, here's the funny part. I've seen this bumper sticker before, like years ago. It used to be liberty, guns, beer, and titties. So basically what's happened is now the Trump people
It's
have
synonymous.
literally traded titties for Trump.
Have you ever seen the
It's gone that far. Titties for Trump.
have you
Unbelievable.
ever seen the clip where Trump accidentally says titties in a campaign rally speech?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, but he's trying to say
Talking to-
something else,
he's
and he
like
goes,
in Detroit and saying there's no better cities than Detroit, but he actually says
and he
titties.
says titties. Yeah, I do love that.
But think of all the things you have to give up when you're a Trump supporter. They had to give up they had to give up Harley Davidson. Can't support Harley Davidson anymore. They had to give up the NFL. Trump hates the NFL. Got to hate the NFL too.
Yeah.
Had to give up Goodyear tires.
Yeah,
And
oh,
now
yeah.
they've traded titties for Trump.
and you have to give up common sense and rationale.
Well, that was
Mhm.
first. I mean, that was
Yeah.
that gets you in the door. But I mean,
It is amazing how they will sell out anything and anyone. it really is.
had to give up John McCain. Couldn't like John McCain
Yeah.
anymore.
It's amazing.
I can't like any war heroes.
And now they've traded titties for Trump.
I cannot.
Don't even need the titties anymore. Now LGBT is liberty, guns, beer, and Trump.
I will never give up titties. I will always have titties.
I would like to think that your presidential candidate would never ask you to.
My presidential candidate will never ask me to give up.
You would
titties
never
for
be
him.
expected to.
Yeah, I mean,
Ask not
what
your
would
country can do for you, but what
would you give up for your presidential candidate? I mean, I'm serious. I've never been asked by any presidential candidate to give anything
That's
up
a good question.
because I would give up nothing.
I would have a different candidate,
But-
or I would vote for the candidate if he's the better of the two.
But
But I
literally,
wouldn't go around, with flags waving and hats on and whatever.
literally to support this president, the stuff that people have given up is amazing. That's
Right.
why I keep saying he's gonna win.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. People just gave up titties. He's definitely going to win.
He gave up the NFL is a big one.
All because he told him to.
Yeah.
All because he wanted to promote the XFL, which none of that happened because of the COVID thing. But
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable.
crazy.
And people gave up all that stuff just to get Trump. They love him, which is why no matter, I just keep thinking there's nothing he can do that's going to change your mind. Like there's no, they don't even deny it. They don't even deny what he said to Woodward. They admit it. He
Not
said
anymore.
it. Yeah. They admit he said
to
it. They're
kind of like
yeah,
try to make excuses for him. Not anymore. Now they're just Trump.
yeah.
They don't even use sentences. They just go Trump.
They know
whatever.
he did it. They're like, I don't
2020.
care. I don't care what he said. He called veterans losers and suckers, which I mean,
But that's been going on the whole time. I mean, he started his thing by saying that POWs aren't heroes.
But I had,
or whatever the hell that was.
I had a Trump
I mean,
supporter.
that's the start. He took the POW flag off the White House.
Yes, I know. Listen,
any other president would be on a skewer for that, and should be, but not this one.
I had a Trump supporter that was in a message comment thing, a comment section. A Trump supporter. I didn't get into him. I had a discussion with him about it, and I'm telling you, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I'll be damned. He was just telling me what Trump meant by it. And I was like, well, maybe you are onto something. And I started thinking about like my father. My father and I don't have a lot in common. We really don't. My father's never been around. We don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, except politics. My father hates Trump, but he's never done anything for me. And I have a lot of trouble forgiving him for that. And but the reason that our relationship is so fucked up is he's fucked up because he was in Vietnam, and he went to Vietnam because my mother was pregnant with me, and he left. He joined the Marines and went to go fight. And this guy was telling me what Trump's take is. He goes, Trump's take is your dad and guys like him are suckers. They're suckers because they so willingly just gave their life. They just willingly did it. And that's where Trump's coming from. And I'm like,
should have used the old bone spurs excuse.
Yeah, I mean,
which foot is that in again?
From a guy who
is that true that he couldn't remember which foot his bone spurs were in?
Yeah, he couldn't remember. No, but they don't care.
No.
And in a way you have,
and people who have been kind of paying attention more to the social part of it and less to the political part of it, people because that's what I've done. You kind of figured that out a long time ago.
Yeah.
That these people are completely it's cheerleaders.
Except now
cheerleaders.
Now.
A cult. Try arguing with a cheerleader mid-cheer.
Yeah.
Try going down on the football field and arguing with the cheerleaders how the other team's actually better while they're all cheering. That's what it's like trying to have a debate. There's idle.
I cannot believe yesterday I saw the Trump campaign hit Joe Biden saying Joe Biden did not fight in Vietnam because he got a deferment for his asthma. Do you really want a president who was getting deferments from going to war? And this is the Trump campaign. I was like, are you kidding me?
Reality is not even a thought anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to try to be, let's try to screw it around or twist it so that it fit. Now it's like, fuck reality.
Yeah. Because the Trump
if the other candidate's name was Donald, they would say, I would never vote for somebody named Donald.
Yeah.
So I'm voting Trump. I mean, that's about as much sense.
It is.
Because his supporters are suckers, and he knows it.
Yeah.
It's like Jim
Those are real
Jones.
suckers.
That's why he's not the problem. He's a symptom of the problem.
I think you're right.
But get ready for 4 more years of it. Maybe even 8. I've said this for 3 years. Second term's that's a given.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what he does if he can actually pull off a 3rd term. That's what'll be
If he's
interesting.
still
It
alive.
would if she's artist, he's old. Secondly, he'd have to change the Constitution.
Okay.
He's not going to change the Constitution.
All right.
But
that's the answer I get from everyone.
I
and
can
my
see
answer is okay.
I could see him deciding he's going to be president for life. And having people, and by the way, people will go for it.
Well, people would have to go for it in order for it to happen. That's my thing. That's why, to me, it'll be interesting to see if he can pull off the unprecedented third presidential. Like, what will happen in order to make that a thing?
It takes an amazing amount of balls, of which we almost agree. He's got some.
No, I've never agreed that he has balls.
No, but I'm saying he's just to
You
ask.
said that last time, and I'm like, I'm not. No, those
Just
aren't
to
balls.
listen, just to
It's
ask.
childishness, and that's
Just-
balls is going to Vietnam. Balls is running into a building, putting out a fire. Balls is not standing up there. Blah, 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 blah.
I'm telling you, he's not afraid to, he's just
I
not.
wouldn't be afraid either if I had 20 Secret Service all around me.
He's not afraid to ask, and I'm telling you, it would not shock me if he would ask.
Well, absolutely. It would shock me if he didn't. He's already said he wants to be the first president with a third term. I mean, that's
Well, we've
and
had
his supporters-
presidents that have served multiple terms before. I mean, Franklin Delano Roosevelt had what?
a third, right? That was
Four-
was the comeback. Is that's already happened? But
terms,
I mean,
yeah.
what he's saying is he wants to have 3 full terms
Since they changed the Constitution
in
saying
a row.
that there is no.
Not be president, somebody else president, and then come back.
Well, here's the thing, though.
That can happen.
If he switches the law and says you can have more than 2 terms, he better be ready for Obama to run against him,
I was about to say that.
because that's what would happen. Obama would run against him.
I think everything I've heard from Obama is like he's done.
He would do it for the good of the country, I think.
I think about Michelle, but I think Obama's done.
I think he'd do it just to get back at Trump. Obama does not like Trump, and Trump.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that kind of "I'm going to be president of the United States for spite" kind of thing. That's a Trump thing.
Trump. I'm saying
Yeah.
Trump.
Well,
Trump
that's his
does
whole
not
thing.
like
That's
Obama.
why he wins. It's because it's the spite that people love
Yeah.
that.
Are we talking about politics or wrestling?
No, a wrestling.
Wrestling
Yeah.
storylines. 'Cause
They
this
are
is
the
what it's
same.
starting to sound like.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Jeff's in the chat room saying that a boy Rocky. They don't know his level of crazy. Yeah, no, I think Trump's crazy. Don't get me wrong. I think he's crazy, but I'm saying that his type of crazy allows him to do this shit. He's nuts. And the
Well,
people
can't exactly be sane for following that.
the
I mean,
people that
His amount of
follow
crazy
that.
makes the American public dangerous.
crazy like a fox.
That's what worries me.
I mean, the Republicans, they're saying it, Fat Sexy saying it in the chat room. The Republicans mandated in their platform, whatever Trump wants is what we want. That's the Republican platform.
Yeah, and that's unprecedented.
So, which is why long-term Republicans are going, whoa, what the hell?
We have been in way uncharted new territory for quite a while,
Yeah.
and to say that 4 years from now he can't try to pull something to get a third term is kind of naive.
Yeah. I agree. No, I agree. I 100%, 100% agree with what you're saying.
Well, you didn't 10 minutes ago, but
No,
okay, I turned you around.
I do. I thoroughly believe it now.
That's what I do. I convince people.
You have swayed me. You have changed my mind, young Padawan. I am glad that Nikki is here.
Yes.
Congratulations, Nikki.
Yeah, thanks.
We're glad I was half expecting to wake up today and find that Nikki was not going to be here.
Mhm. I was up and had my breakfast and everything.
Already had your ice cream sandwich, huh?
No, I had cinnamon toast crunch
Oh.
and a banana.
And the software
Might as well have had an ice
right?
cream sandwich.
That's a half step up.
But it's official breakfast food.
At least one of them is a dairy product.
Yeah, I had banana.
Bananas for breakfast.
Did you remember to bite it this time?
Mhm. How else are you supposed to eat it?
I'll be damned. Yeah. Oh well. Hey, Reese's. Remember Reese's? They're launching all these new products. We talked about the Reese's cake. They
Yeah.
now have. You guys tell me if this sounds good. They're releasing a Reese's peanut butter cup that's stuffed with pieces of potato chips.
What?
Oh no.
Yeah,
That's
I knew they did it with
that's not
chocolate
gonna
chips,
work.
but
Salty on salty.
yeah. I mean, the savory, the salty. I can see the salty mixing somehow with it, but
It's two different textures. It's weird.
yeah,
That would be strange.
they're taking peanut butter cups stuffed with potato chips, and they're putting it out there. By the way, somebody sent me, maybe it was Terry. I can't. It might have been Terry, but somebody sent me a picture of. They started putting out the green. Remember we talked about they're going to put out the green ones for Halloween. Somebody
Uh-huh.
saw one and sent me a picture.
I saw it. The Franken.
Maybe it was you. But I thought it was Terry because Rocky, your husband
It's
goes.
probably Terry.
He goes all over, right, in different places.
Yes.
So I think he went inside and saw it somewhere and sent me a picture. And now there's the new Reese's Big Cup potato chips. Somebody should find a picture of that and share the screen with so people can see if we're say we could do that on Zoom. You could see what it looks like. They have the packaging and everything. They're mixed. Does anybody? So nobody thinks that. Nick, you think that looks good?
What, the Reese's with the green?
No, with potato chips.
Oh, I'll try it.
I'm sure you will, but I'm saying, do you think it looks good? Do you think it sounds good?
It sounds good, but
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could. I mean, literally, if you take a potato chip, there we go. Somebody's sharing it. Awesome. Good job, guys. I mean, I guess if you take a potato chip and hold it underneath your peanut butter cup, you could then just take a bite of it and see if it tastes good. You know, I mean, I would think.
They dip pretzels in chocolate, so why not potato chips?
Yeah,
Reese's Big Cup potato chips.
yeah. Somebody's sharing the screen. I don't know who that is, but
That's me. I'm trying to get out of it.
well, go to the very top. Go to the very top
Right.
and click stop share. Yeah.
Oh, you got to push pause first and then stop.
there you
Okay.
go, yeah.
That's dumb.
That's
Just
what
push... anyway.
That's what it looked like.
Well, no, I was trying to look for stop or
Yeah.
close or whatever, and I
Oh,
just see
yeah.
pause. I don't realize you have to click pause and then a drop down happens. It's like, that's kind of strange.
I'm
But
just
anyway.
glad you shared because that means I didn't have to do it. I was very glad that you did that. And I was very glad that I set the setting and, you know. Somebody needs to try find a picture of the green one then. The green ones, the Reese's peanut butter cups with the weird color. They are
Yeah, they're
out.
not that. There's a bunch of pictures, but it really isn't that impressive looking. It's kind of just green on the bottom.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
took the white chocolate and dyed it green.
it's like shamrock
Yes,
green.
you're right. Yeah, that's what they did, Nick. They took white chocolate and dyed it green.
Hmm.
Because I don't think white chocolate's white, is it? I mean, I think they dyed that.
White chocolate isn't chocolate.
Once you dye something white, it's easy to, you know.
It's like vegetable oil or something.
Really? You're telling me that white chocolate is not healthy?
It's not chocolate. It's not made with cocoa.
Are you telling me it's not healthy? Because I
I'm saying
call
it's
you
not chocolate.
because I call you a goddamn liar.
What are you talking about?
If you're gonna insinuate bullshit like that, how
He wants to
dare
go with the
you.
not healthy thing. You're going to have to go with it.
Okay, Trump.
Yeah, look, there's the green bottoms. So they did for Halloween, they did that. The Franken cup.
Yeah.
I'll try one of those. I'll try a Franken cup. Mm-hmm. Delicious. And then the Reese's cake. Reese's is gonna take over the world.
No, that does not look good.
Yeah.
No, nobody's gonna buy that potato chip thing.
You know, it depends on how good it is.
It's gonna be on the clearance rack.
I'm saying somebody right now take a potato chip and put it on the bottom of a Reese's.
How do
peanut
they
butter.
keep it from not being soggy?
Just do it. Like just have a bag of potato chips and a thing of peanut butter cups. And
Why would
literally
potato chips get soggy?
I don't
When
know.
you put it in
I'm
the
not saying
chocolate.
I'm not saying to put it in. I'm saying hold it against. And then
But when they make the Reese's cup, aren't they going to put it in the chocolate?
yeah, but they'll have preservatives and stuff. To
No,
keep it.
it's in the peanut butter.
Yeah,
Oh, is
it's
it?
in the peanut
Yeah,
butter.
well, I showed that picture of it for like 25
Well,
minutes.
I don't see it
Oh.
on my phone.
That would require me taking the extra step of opening my eyes.
I'd have to
don't
have them
you
both.
guys up.
I don't want to do that.
I gotta open the other eye too. God, people.
You rock.
I'm out of
hard.
toothpick.
10 till 9 in
Here,
the
Nikki,
morning.
I put it back up for you. It's on my screen.
Yeah, there's.
I'm not on.
Yeah,
Yeah, she doesn't.
She's
She
not
won't be
look.
able to see it.
She's not
Oh,
looking
you're not
at it.
watching
Yeah.
If she couldn't see my huge presentation, she certainly won't be able to see that dribble.
She will not be able to see your rinky dink presentation. Pshaw. Jason's running the ads on his screen this morning, by the way. All Nick has is the picture of Nick Talk.
He's running his ad too.
Well, he loves that picture of Nick Talk.
I do. It's the only good picture of me ever.
I mean, look at that. You love that photo. You look almost Asian.
Well, why? Thank you.
You do. You look sort of
think.
you know,
Domo.
you look sort of
Dumbo.
you look sort of Asian-y. I mean, I think Asians are attractive, so you look almost
That
attractive.
looks like a young Pat Morita.
Yeah. Like you're about to teach me how to do the crane kick.
I'm going to teach you how to wax on and wax off.
That's what you look like. I'm trying to remember if I saw any kind of Nick Talks yesterday. I don't think I saw. Did I see a Nick Talk yesterday?
The one I was talking about. You didn't see it.
Yeah, there's one where he's doing a bunch of Nick Talks, doing a bunch of dances and things with a bunch of other guys.
The falling asleep and
Now you
I-
make it sound dirty.
well, I don't know what it is. It's a bunch of to the right side of the screen is a bunch of guys doing stuff, and then you're to the left side of the screen doing stuff.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we're doing. It's called a duet.
Well, I don't know what that is. I should know more, but I think those are weird. My favorite ones are when Nick starts off camera and he walks on camera drinking something. Hi, I'm America's sweetheart, Nick Talk _78. And he gives a piece of wisdom. I think those are the most creative of the Nick Talks. And the piece of wisdom is just ridiculous. Those are the ones that I like. Or my favorite is when you were drinking gravy.
Oh, God.
I've told you that before. I thought those are the best ones. That you're just drinking gravy.
I only did one, so
That's what I mean. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny that you were just drinking gravy because you're drinking it like coffee, like it was no big deal.
He doesn't understand there's just one video when he keeps playing it over and over
Yeah,
again.
because I don't know. Because I like something and I play it several times. And I go, oh, those are good, even though it's the same one. Thank you. Nikki understands what I'm saying.
Mhm.
What I'm saying is you should do another gravy one, Nick.
I will. I have to get more gravy.
You know what I'll do is I'll go to on one of his TikToks and I'll go, you need to do another gravy video. And then he'll put up the picture up of me giving the comment. And then
Yes, I'll
he'll
do a reply.
well, this is because Chubby Ray asked me, I forgot whatever my username is. Chubby Ray asked me to do this, and so I did it. Isn't that how it works? As you
Yeah.
I keep trying
Yeah,
to
you
I keep trying to figure TikTok out, but it seems like a lot of work, and I give up.
Yeah, you can do a video reply and then say, and have the quote up there and then reply to it.
I'm not imaginative enough.
Yeah. By the way, Brent says his wife just called this show the Big Fun Fat Show. Well, thank you.
He misspelled it though. So it'd be PHAT, right?
Yes, that seems less insulting. Besides, Rocky's not fat. I mean,
Getting less thin all the time.
yeah, we're trying to get him there.
It's like sitting home.
Yeah. Oh well. And then they're arguing. I see they're arguing about if there's what is in the peanut butter, and then Terry has said peanut butter has oil, so they're trying to.
Peanut butter has oil as a reference to the soggy potato chip in the peanut butter.
Yes.
Yeah.
But either way, I don't think that's one of the reasons I said I don't think those two textures go together. It's not like having a peanut or.
I don't think it's about the texture. I think it's about the taste. They wanted something savory because there's something good about salt and sweet together, right?
Yeah, they just put some sea salt on it and be done with it.
Thank you. Yeah. In fact, Head West has these cookies, dude. They're like caramel, and then there's sea salt. I can't even describe the cookie's amazing. I should not be eating them. It's like I'll get a turkey and provolone for lunch, which is, I mean, that's pretty healthy. Turkey and provolone. That's a pretty healthy sandwich.
It would be the healthiest thing I've had all week.
Yeah. and that's a pretty healthy, that's a healthy lunch until I get like 2 cookies that have caramel and the sea salt. But I'm telling you, they're so good. I'll get them. I'll get them instead of the brownies, which is rare for me because I love the Head West brownies. Unbelievable. And now Kathy just realized
I always have to pick up a brownie too when I go there.
Yeah, Jason, try the cookies with the caramel and the toffee, whatever it is, and the sea salt, or the caramel and sea salt. They're amazing.
I'll make a mental note.
Yeah, try one. They're really, I wish I'd have never tried one. Because once you try, like there are some fattening stuff. Like if I asked you guys, what's something that you wish you'd never tried because you end up liking it so much that you eat it and it's probably caused,
Schwann's caramel ice cream bar,
Yeah.
similar to a Snickers ice cream bar, but better.
You wish you'd have never tried it, right?
Yes, because I'm having like one a day.
Yeah.
For like months. That's not. I mean, seriously, it's gotten out of control. I can't stop.
Yeah, because
It's like waiting for the Swan Man to get his fix.
because some things are
become
so good.
like a ritual, like every evening, right around the same time. Where's that ice cream bar?
I'll tell you, I wish to God I'd never
At least
tried.
it is in the evening, though.
I wish I'd never tried that fucking chicken sandwich from Popeyes. That thing is so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, I have to have one all the time. I wish I'd have never tried it. If I didn't know how good it tastes, then it wouldn't be a problem for me,
I wish I didn't like soda.
Yeah. I wish I'd have never had you're right.
Wow, my whole aura would be different if I didn't have 45 years of soda stored up.
I went to just drinking water a couple years ago, and I felt so great. And then
For a couple hours.
when I first
had a soda.
when I first got unemployed, when they fired me, my wife goes, I can't believe those motherfuckers fired you. I was like, yeah, me too. And she goes, no, seriously. She goes, you were the one bringing in money and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, well, and she goes, fuck them. She goes, you know what you need? I go, what? She goes, you need a full fat or full sugar orange.
You're like, I was hoping for a different answer.
Yeah, I
but
was
okay,
hoping
we're
for
gonna
it.
do food. What do
You
I
know
need?
what you need? I need a good Hummer or something. Is what? No, she goes,
Right.
you need a full on, not diet, vanilla orange Coke or whatever. And she goes, and she gave me one, and I was like, ah, glug, 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 glug. And I go to try it, and I say,
Your eyes start
oh
dilating
my
like Requiem
God.
for a dream.
And then it's been impossible to go back to just water
Oh,
because of all
no.
because of that. Just one. All it takes is one. I wish I'd have never ever done that again. Because all the time I try to go back to just water, and I'll be good for a couple of days, and then it's like, oh,
I tried to quit drinking soda like 4 times in my life.
it's hard.
And I think the longest I've made it is about a month and a half or 2 months. I can't do it. I need whatever that caffeine or whatever that is. If I don't have it, I don't feel like myself. I feel weird and hollow and just kind of
Yeah.
there or something.
Listen,
Mhm.
go to lunch with Balint. You'll see someone who goes,
Be ready to pay.
yeah, number
Well,
one,
of course.
you should be ready to pay. Even if you're unemployed, he'll make you pay. But secondly, he'll hire, he's like, fuck it. I've gone to Hooters I'll use Hooters. We go to Hooters. And then Sean goes, I want a cherry Pepsi or cherry Coke or whatever. And then one time we went somewhere and they didn't have it. And he goes, do you have grenadine? And he's having them put grenadine in the bottle of in the bottom of his Coke.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm telling you, he's and I tell him, I go, man, you should try not to. He goes, it's harder than you. And I was like, oh, here comes the bullshit. But I'm telling, when I was fired, my wife gave me a full on, not a diet, a full on sugar vanilla, orange vanilla Coke. Oh my God.
That's what happened to me because the last time I quit, it was the longest time I'd gone without soda, and then I got sick. And I don't know if it's related or not, but I had right from McDonald's a Coke, and it was the best tasting Coke ever,
Yeah.
and I was no longer sick. It like cured whatever I had, and it's like, come on.
It's nice to know that your wife is your pusher.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, Balint said the smartest thing to me one day. He goes, I said, you got to stop drinking this fucking cherry, whatever. And he goes, and I said, you got to try water, you got to try diet or whatever. And he looks at me and he goes, hey, it makes me happy. I can't remember how he said it, but he said something basically telling me it made him happy. And I was like, and I started, the more I thought about it, I was like, well, fuck it. I mean, I guess.
I mean, what's America got? 2 years tops?
Yeah.
Might as well drink the cherry cola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need some form of happiness.
That's
Anyway.
that's what I started thinking after Sean said it. I went, you know, he's fucking right, man. He's right. If it's something that makes you happy, fuck it. You know, it's not like he's drinking.
As long as it's not a child.
He's not drinking 10 of them. He's not drinking 10 of them. We're going to lunch.
Just saying there are limits.
He's having like one cherry Coke. It shouldn't bother me. So he was right. And I'm serious. So I don't even give him shit about it. I haven't been to lunch with him for a while, but
you don't need more enablers.
Well, I don't know. But he's right. If it makes you happy, what the fuck? Do it. So
it happens once in a while, Ray.
Oh, hey, Shawnee. I didn't even know he was on. Shawnee B.
You know, I tell you what, the best thing I notice about soda right now, and there's some meals like pizza, steak, and wings where I feel like I gotta have it. But I'll tell you what, my interest in soda is kind of taking a hit because I don't like that freestyle and Pepsi's version of freestyle. I don't like that stuff, man. It is so synthetic, and you gotta be hydrated. I think there are a lot of people that are incredibly dehydrated, and that's a battle I fight all the time. And soda doesn't really hydrate you.
I've never even tried that freestyle stuff.
What is freestyle?
It's hideous.
I'm not.
It's
even
where you make your
just-
vape.
Coke machine where
Oh.
it has
Yeah, I
multiple
mean, it
op-
seems like fun, but I thought, oh, this is fun at first. It's a neat contraption, but the actual product, ugh.
I like ice water though. I mean, I can give me a good, but it's got to be cold. Good ice water can.
Oh,
know,
you ever have
especially-
carbonated water when some of those places
No,
that do it? It's really
especially after a workout. After a workout, give me nice cold water. I feel
You got to watch out for that, whatever that process is, that reverse osmosis water or whatever, that actually you drink it, it makes you more thirsty. There's some of that out there.
Yeah, there is.
There is. I think
there's
it's
a trap door everywhere.
It's
It's
like tap water.
it's the Coca-Cola one, I think.
I'll be
It does
damned.
That's
that.
Dasani.
Yeah.
You know they're trying to find a way to put fattening stuff in that water. If
tell
Coca-Cola's
you what,
making
when-
it, you know they're putting something fattening in the water.
Maybe the fruit,
Oh.
fruit flavors.
Well, I've been doing an advanced autopsy on myself, and one of the things where I really went to hell when I was getting up at 2:30 and coffee would give me I don't know, issues where I'd have to maybe go to the bathroom at 3 and you're on deadline pressure, and so I'll just have soda. And I had all of these 20-ounce Mountain Dews, and again, no offense to the Pepsi folks. They don't make Mountain Dews for you to have 2 or 3 of them in the morning. But man, I would hit those hard trying to stay awake. You know how it is. That kind of caffeine, you come crashing down. And I put on some, when I look at when I put on some weight after 2000, that was a big part of the story.
So you're drinking nonstop Mountain Dew. Yeah, I think soda helps people put on.
Really good for the mouth too, by the way.
I think it makes people put on a lot of weight.
It's
I-
bad all
Hey, maybe-
around.
one of my vices. If you,
I mean, that's why I never did the freestyle, because I always just do straight Pepsi, nothing but no diet Pepsi, no 100 Pepsi free Pepsi. That's it for 40 years.
I need to just get back to water.
Yeah, well,
I
good
felt
luck.
a lot better when I was just drinking ice water. And then I
Yeah.
got fucking fired. My wife's like, well, fuck those mother blah blah blah. You know, here, just have this. And I tried and I was like, oh my God.
It's the fault of your wife
Yeah.
and an entire radio station.
She's an enabler. She is an enabler.
He has no self-control.
She enabled me
I think
to eat it, to drink it.
every once in a while you go to a restaurant though where they make it and it's like
I don't go to restaurants.
it tastes like what it used to taste like at the restaurants, like really good and pure and everything. And like I always say to myself, I'm grateful it doesn't always taste like this, because then, you know, oh gosh, I would have so many sodas a day. But that's the one thing. There's a lot of soda that it's a crapshoot. Some sodas taste better in a can. Some others taste better in a 2-liter bottle. It's a
What
weird.
you really do
dynamic.
is fool yourself into thinking, like I've done over the years, you fool yourself into thinking that the fountain soda is somehow healthier because it has water in it. So I can have more of these fountain drinks because they're not as bad as the soda in the bottle that just sits there. This
Yeah.
is all fizzy with water and everything. So yeah.
It's the pure element versus the,
You've convinced
figures the
yourself.
same thing
You've
would apply to
convinced
beers that's on
yourself
tap.
that soda from like a fountain is healthy.
Healthier than bottle soda, yeah. So it's okay to
there's
drink
water
more.
and ice in it.
So it's better to drink. It's okay to drink more of the fountain soda.
I tell
And
you,
it tastes better too.
It's just not as bad as the can or the
you know
bottle.
when I love fountain sodas when I go to the movies.
The things
Oh my
you'll
God.
tell yourself when you have an addiction.
when I go to the movies, which I don't know when I'll go to the movies again. But when I go to the movies and I get that popcorn, give me a big fucking fountain soda. Oh, it doesn't matter what diet I'm on or anything. I will get that soda.
I used to start when I was producing the Morning Disaster. I used to start every morning with one of those huge ass Hardee's.
Oh yeah, big gulp
Cokes.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, every morning. First thing,
No,
orange juice. What?
I want to go back. I want to go back to drinking just water. That's what I got to get back to.
Well, good luck with that.
That's my goal. I don't want to be Sean Belinton around drinking extra sugary soda.
Well, we discussed it at my doctor's appointment yesterday. That's how bad it is.
Because you're drinking too much of it?
Yep.
Hey, which one of us will have the longest autopsy?
Well, they already know what's wrong with me.
I'm just saying that when we all die, which one will have the longest autopsy?
I don't know.
Depends on how we're killed
Well,
Right.
or how we die.
Will
It'll be
Nick-
like
If it's
Jaws.
food
they're gonna
related, a lot of
look
they can look at that stuff in 5 seconds and be like, that's an engorged whatever. So that's 25 years of hot dogs, hamburgers, and Pepsis and whatever,
you'll see
done.
they'll open up
50 of those a day.
they'll open up Balint and say, oh, look at that heart. Obviously it was engorged and
Textbook. Take a photo, put it in the textbook.
Look at that part of him. It's in pristine condition. He obviously hasn't been with the woman in years.
They'll open up Nikki and they'll say, well, now look at the Hitachi. Well, obviously,
Oh, good Lord.
how did that get
Take
you?
a picture of that heart of Sean Belintz. That is a model heart. We will call that after. That's how that shows up in the textbook. After.
They'll look at Nikki and they'll go, I don't know. How did she get that in there? Then they'll know. They'll go, well, obviously we know what killed her.
I'm not going to die by Hitachi.
I'll tell you,
Sweet, she had a smile
if you're
on
a,
her face.
there are a lot of guys who have discipline and structure and everything. I'll tell you what, living as a bachelor has been dangerous for me because you eat places you wouldn't eat. I mean, like if I had a wife and kids, I wouldn't go to Hooters and have wings. I mean, I look at some of the wing bitches I was on. They're just things, I wouldn't have done.
I thought you said wing bitches. I'm
By
like,
the way,
That's what it sounded like.
why are you talking about
I've
Hooters
run into a
hostesses?
few-
there's a
I've
great
run into a few of those too.
there's a great comment in the chat room that says Nick will have the shortest because it has to be on TikTok.
I'll be under 60 seconds.
The shortest autopsy will be Nick's.
All I
Yeah,
have to
there's
do is-
also one that says
all I have
that
to do is poke.
Oh god.
that the fountain soda is healthier because it doesn't have the metal leaching into the soda or the plastic from bottles and cans. So there you go.
Oh yeah, so maybe you're right.
All I have to do is
That's
poke
why
and
it tastes
have the
better.
gravy pour out.
I would like to
Say,
think
some people must not realize that the syrup flows through plastic tubing to get to the machine. So
Yeah.
still,
And it comes in a plastic bag in a
Yeah.
box.
so you're still getting the plastic
or a metal
poisoning.
container, depending on. The
It was
company.
short-lived.
So,
I think Jason will have the longest autopsy.
why is that?
We'll have to figure out how you were poisoned.
Why was he
Okay. Wow.
We'll have to figure out what was the combination that someone used to poison you.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would
I was just trying to figure out which one I was going to use that joke on, and Jason talked right before it, so I went with him.
Well,
It was gonna be Balint, but
Who's eating potato chips?
Balint.
we both said it at the same time?
Uh-huh.
Put
wonder-
the Reese's Cups
the
together.
trick answer is me because maybe they'll have no autopsy at all. It'll be just like before they send me off to a pauper's grave, I'll die so lonely that no one will claim the body.
What was? Oh,
Like, well,
Sean,
why the hell would we have an autopsy?
Sean, what was the
Go
bit?
ahead and
What was the bit we
nothing in
did?
that bag.
How's the death was?
We did a bit once. We did a bit once where old Sean Balint was put into an old folks home, and and I'm trying to remember how we got there, but the whole premise of the bit was that children were breaking into the old folks home and stealing Sean's body so they can go sledding. They were riding on his back down the hill. And I can't
Like
remember.
Frosty the
Yes, and also makes a
Snowman.
great pinata.
Yes. I
It
can't
makes a great pinata too.
I can't remember when that was from, but I want to replay that bit again because it was so fucking funny. The idea that children are abusing him after he dies. And forgive me for laughing about it, or when he's old and doesn't realize anything else. But it was so much fun. If I can remember when that's from, I promise I'll play it, because we're gonna have a Sean Ballint special that's gonna be up for subscribers this week. We're gonna do a Sean Ballint tribute. Also coming up for subscribers.
Life of failure.
For subscribers this week will be a morning disaster video from Raymond Lytle Day. And I'll let you guys see I'll let you see a little bit of it. It's gonna be fantastic. All right. Let's see if I can.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yep, the day with election ramifications, Raymond Lytle Day.
I'm gonna share screen. Hold on.
Here's a surprise too. There'll be a new Sean Ballint thing.
Oh, I love radio Sean Ballint bits. So there we go. If you're looking at the screen, you can see a little bit of the video from Raymond Lytle Day that's up for subscribers. I'm playing a little bit of it, no audio.
Yeah, the video looks better than that. That looks like choppy and stuff. So don't think the video looks like that. See how it's kind of like not moving, flowing.
It looks bad.
Well, it looks better when you see the actual video, is what I'm saying. This is like a preview version, looks like.
I'm trying to get to when I introduce everybody. There's Mikey. Mikey comes up. Mikey does it right. He comes up, he makes a display.
Not me. I was before that. That's what I was. I'm just standing there like I don't know what I'm doing.
Rocky comes up, he's all awkward.
Yeah, but he's just like, hi.
Bodie comes up.
And I get this look. I think I'm looking right into the sun or something. I get this look on my face like.
Oh, here comes the worst one. The worst one.
Rocky, you look like you're pissed about something.
I always had that type of face.
Here's the worst one. Look at this one.
He's got resting bitch face.
Look at this one. Radio Sean Ballint, who comes up. He points at some women. And then he stands there. By the way,
what is he doing? Like wiping his feet?
I don't know, but look at how thin he is. Good Lord.
That's depressing.
So there you go. That's what's on the that's what's on the subscriber only video that you're going to be seeing.
You talking about a guy who missed the boat in life?
Yeah, from 1996.
Then I let a stripper borrow that shirt. Guess how that turned out?
You never saw that shirt again, I bet.
Love that jersey.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll get it back to you. Well, yeah, kind of need it. I do appearances and stuff. I paid for it. I don't make any money. Yeah, I'll get it. Idiot.
Good old Sean.
Moron.
Well, Sean, weren't you paying? I mean, didn't you pay some girl to clean? You paid a girl to clean your. Who went? Oh
God.
Sean Ballint, you paid a girl. I'm gonna share this story. Some girl on Facebook or whatever. He pays her money to clean his apartment. Okay.
Hey, let's be sensitive to missing persons. It's a struggle out there, and this person is a part of that struggle.
So she says, "I will clean your apartment for so much money." So goes, "Okay." And so
what does that mean?
So Sean pays her the money to clean his apartment, and then she leaves. And he comes home to a dirty apartment and goes, "What the fuck? You never cleaned my apartment." And she's like, "Oh yeah, I couldn't. I had to leave." And he's like, "Okay." And so he comes home for like the next week. The apartment's still dirty. She never cleaned it. So let me ask you guys, how many people after that happened would have learned a lesson and said, "Oh, I'm not going to pay her again. This is, only a moron."
Yeah, you don't give her any more money. Yeah.
Everyone would agree that you would not give money to the person that said, "I'll clean your apartment if you give me money." So you give them money.
Gym money.
And then they never clean your apartment.
How about clean the apartment? Then I give you money.
Okay. So then the girl calls him again and says,
Damn. You know, you can pull that away from your face when you do that.
I did.
God damn, Nikki.
I mean, that's like that coughing earlier.
I think I caught COVID from that. Jesus.
Yeah, Nick's out.
And then,
Yeah, yeah.
Blew him away.
and then the girl comes back and Sean gives her more money again.
Oh,
She must have been good looking or something must have been going on.
Or average.
Yeah, something's going on. He gives her money again, and then she disappears again, never cleans his fucking apartment.
there's a Seinfeld episode about that, except for Jerry was screwing her.
Yeah, I mean, I would see if the girl was having sex with you, I could see this. But I don't even think she was doing that, right?
And he was paying her
No.
for it.
So don't they call that prostitution?
Yeah,
No, nothing of a biblical nature was happening.
I would respect him a little more.
It was a weird time, and then I had a couple of people call asking for money all the time. Hey, remember me? Here's the thing that people do. I need money for my kid, just like a guy I knew for years. Oh, I need money for my kid. You got $200. That's when I was making $15,000 a year. It's like, no, I really don't, but I can give it to you for about a week.
Dude,
Of course, it never happened. He goes, hey, you want to come with me to the casino? As if I wouldn't be able to do the math. That's 2.5 weeks later. I never saw a dime. Oh, I'm going to guess that $200 didn't go to diapers. Unless if he bet on Pampers versus another diaper maker in their sales
Huggies.
for 20, for 1996.
I mean,
But,
I
don't
just-
know.
Which one leaks
I
first?
draw these people. This guy, this one guy, he would call all the time. I don't know what they think I make. Hey, could you help me out? Oh, my kid, I gotta go back to school shopping. Oh,
but
I
they're
don't even know
using,
you.
but they're using the money. They're using money to do selfish things. They're not using the money on their kid.
So yeah. Well, I finally got rid of that guy. I won $50 on an instant ticket. I rarely buy instant lottery tickets. I left it in the car to cash later. And I said, I'll tell you what, I don't want to greet you at the door at 12:30. I can get up at 5, and I'll leave an instant lottery ticket in my car. You cash it. I'm going to leave it open. You cash it. Put the change. I'll let you have 20, and I'll leave change in there, and then lock the car up. So it was kind of like it was his chance.
Yeah.
You
To
know,
show.
I'd help him out every rare once in a while, maybe. Maybe having, move a piece or move a couple of things out that I needed
Yeah.
ditched. So of course, he takes the instant lottery ticket, no change left. Okay, you're blocked. Go bug somebody else.
I mean, Shawnee, just cut. You got to cut people like that out of your life. I know the
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
I know the guy you're
That's what we
talking
did.
about. I know the guy you're talking about. That guy once, when I was living in Chatham, that guy called
Oh,
me
my
and said
God.
he said he needed money, and I said, mow my lawn. He's like, what? I said, mow my lawn.
Yeah.
I said, you mow my lawn, I'll give you some money. And he goes, really? And I said, yeah. Well, you think I can get the money? I need the money so I can get the mower. I said, no. You mow my fucking lawn and I'll lend you the money. And I said, until my lawn's mowed, you're not getting a cent. And this guy tried everything to get out of mowing the lawn. And I just kept saying,
Oh
nope,
my gosh.
no
And
money.
Lytle, I bet he called and called and called.
Yeah. And I just kept saying, mow the lawn.
Called my phone. Called Facebook Messenger. Like, oh,
I
Let
said,
me try this angle. Let me try that angle. Let me try this
Yeah.
angle. Let me try this hustle. No, just mow the lawn.
and I just
That's
kept
the
saying,
hustle.
no,
That's the angle.
you mow the lawn, I'll give you
People
$20. That's what I told him. Guess what happened to that lawn?
You mowed it.
Oh,
I'm sorry, your wife mowed it.
Yeah, let's not get crazy. He never mowed the lawn. He never mowed the little fucking lawn. I never gave him the money.
Yeah.
He never mowed the lawn. He had no intention of mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, Brent wants to know if he can have some money for his kid too.
oh, sure.
Not quite the same thing, but when I was doing the night request show on QLZ, I used to have women call up and be like, "Oh, I'll do anything you want if you just play some Sammy Hagar." I'd be like, "Oh, really? Oh, yeah, anything. Well, I need my car washed."
Could you imagine how horrible your life has to be calling and somehow with the intention of giving up your body or doing something sexual for someone to play a fucking Sammy Hagar
Oh,
song?
I don't think that any of that was real. I think
Well,
that's just what they did.
I'm just saying how
called up.
bad you're in a bad state when you're willing to prostitute yourself in order to have someone play Sammy Hagar. I'll tell you a
Well, I think
story.
there were women that just wanted to have sex with guys on the radio because they hear that voice and they haven't met any radio people yet, so they're still thinking sexy voice.
I don't know
sexy
what kind
person.
of I don't know what kind of radio person would have had sex with listeners. I'll tell you a
Is
story.
there anybody that's never had sex with a listener?
Me. I've never had sex with a listener. Because I got married. I got married so young.
Right.
Prior to that.
No.
You know, what kills me is.
Oh no, I take it back. Wait a minute.
Before we had
See?
websites, and
Yeah.
a girl would come up and meet you, and they didn't know what you looked like, and they had a ridiculous, sensational idea what they thought you'd look like. I saw it twice.
That's
They
what
come
I'm
up to
saying.
the studio. This one girl was super hot. She had cuts in her little jean shorts, exposing her cheeks, and she was just a knockout. And she comes up and goes, "I'm looking for Doc Rock." And I go, "You're looking at him," and there was like this little like sudden wave.
You're looking at him,
disappointment
sweetheart.
in her eyes.
Oh, that
Like-
poor thing.
Oh, I mean, it was like there was no attempt to mask it. It was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, kids, we don't do Christmas in our family." You know, it was that kind of. "Oh, I'm sorry, you don't get any gifts.
I'll
We
share.
don't believe in Christmas."
I'll share a
What?
story. I'll share a story. Sean knows this story, but I don't think anybody else knows it. All right. When I was working at WYMG, these guys that were going to college at the college I went to, I can't remember their name. One guy was Tiny, and the other guy was Skip. That was their names. And so one night they call me and they're like, "Hey, it's Tiny and Skip. We're in Jacksonville." And this is when the station was still in Jacksonville. "And we want to come by and see you." And I'm like, and I'm working overnights on YMG. And I'm like, "What?" They said, "Yeah, we want to come by and see you." And I'm like, all right, come by. You guys come by the studio for 15 minutes. And then you got to leave. And so they come by the studio. And this one guy, Tiny, I mean, this guy was a creep. His real name was Sean. What was that guy's real name? Jason, right? Was it Jason?
Brian.
Brian. Sorry, Jason. His name was
Mhm.
Brian. That's his real name. And so he comes in the studio and he starts answering my listener line. And I'm like, "Dude,"
God.
I said, "You told me you want to see a real studio. I'm letting you see a real studio. Lay off my fucking listener line." And he's like, "Oh, yeah. I just figured I'd take the calls for you." And I'm like, "Well, I don't need you to take my calls for me." So he takes a call, or this girl, I'm taking a call, and this girl says, "Hi, is this Ray?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Hey, can you play blah, blah, blah?" And I'm like, I said, "Well, hold on." And so I got to go live. So as I go live, Tiny and Skip, they go into the other room because I'm talking. And then I come back. The girl's no longer on hold. And Tiny and Skip are like, "Okay, we got to get the fuck out of here." And I'm like, "All right, guys, you know." And the Tiny guy really rubbed me the wrong way because he was just creepy. And Skip was okay. And then they leave. All right. So the next Monday, I get my program director calls me and says, "I need you here. And I'm like, what? And I was still in Springfield because I would stay in Springfield and then I go back to college, after, but the station was in Jacksonville though. And so he calls me and says, I need you here in Springfield. I'm like, okay. Or he goes, I need you in Jacksonville. So I drive out to the studio and I'm like, yeah, what's up? And he goes, what the hell did you hook up with some 15-year-old girl Saturday night? And I go, what are you talking about? And he says, did you go by and hook up with 2 15-year-old girls? And I go, I have no idea what you're talking. I said, no, of course not. At the time I had a girlfriend in college and I wasn't, and I was at least trying my best to not cheat on her. And so he's yelling at me about hooking up with some 15-year-old girls. And then he calls the girl's mother. And he's like, that's not what this mother says. And he calls her while I'm in the room. And the mother calls the daughter and says, please tell this person. And the program director's name was Brian Jeffries. And so Brian was on the phone with this girl's mother, who proceeds to tell them that I come by her house with a friend of mine, and that I start hitting on her, and then I had her take off her top or something. And long story short, it ends up with me peeing.
What?
Well,
The thing ends up with me
yeah.
with me
You hit for the cycle.
with me peeing on her.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I'm blown away. And I'm like, Brian, I don't know what the hell. I don't know what's going on. This is not me. And he's like, this girl swears it's you. And I said, I swear it's not me. So he invites the woman and her daughter to come by the radio station. So he's like, you're fucking waiting here until after I have this discussion. So the woman, I see this woman and younger girl, and she was 15, but she did look a little older. I'll give her, she looked like 18, 19. Of course, at the time, I was like 19. And so they go into his office and they're sitting there, and he says, hey, he says, he calls me, and I'm in the WLDS production room, and he calls me and says, hey, come into my office. And so I walk into his office, and he goes, hey, can you grab those AC/DC albums or whatever from the shelf? And so I grab the albums and I give them to him. And so then I walk out of his office, and I'm like, what the hell is he doing? As this woman and her daughter are sitting there telling Brian this story. And then I go out in the hallway, and he's like, he goes to the girl, and he goes, hey, have you, since you've been in the building, have you seen Ray Lytle? And the girl goes, no. And she goes, you haven't seen him? And she goes, no, I haven't seen him since I've been here. And he goes, oh, hey, he screams in the hallway, Ray, come back in here. And I walk back in. They were there when I went in to get the albums and handed them to him. And he goes, let me introduce you. This is our overnight jock, Ray Lytle. And I go, hey, how you doing? And I shook the woman's hand and the daughter's hand. And the daughter goes, that's not the guy. And he's like, and I said, and he goes, well, this is what Ray Lytle looks like. And they're like, we're sorry, that's not the guy. And they basically, I wasn't in any trouble. And it turns out, he goes, can you describe the guy for me? And she goes, well, he was about 6'7" or whatever. And he had curly hair. He had a mullet. He had a mullet, and it was curly hair. By the way, she was describing that guy Tiny. That's who she was describing.
I went to Lewis and Clark like a few years after you did, but there was a Skip that went there, and he was part of a team, but I don't think the other guy was tiny, and he definitely wasn't tall. And it was like these guys, I don't know if it's the same guys or not, but it was Buzz and Skip is who they were. And these guys had apparently been there forever, and they thought they were so cool. They had like this shock show or whatever.
It might have
They
been the
just thought they
same
were
Skip. Might have been Skip was from like Nokomis or something.
Was he short?
Yeah.
Because both guys were short.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was they thought they were so cool, and they thought they were like, oh, wow. And what everybody was saying behind the back, including teachers, was these guys have been here forever. This right here,
It was
this is what you
probably
don't want to be.
well, Sean, you know the skip guy because he was there when you were there, right? And so same with Tiny.
I don't know anything about them. I just know that they were, I think it was Buzz or something, Buzz and Skip, and they were only there part of my first year, but they were on their way out, but they had apparently been there forever.
They
and
never
still thought they were just the kings of the college. It's like,
and
it's a 2-year college, man.
They never finished the program ever. They were in it for years.
Yeah.
They never finished.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the same guy.
And they never got into radio. They never worked in radio.
Nokomis, I talked to him. There was a period I talked to him quite a bit, and he was living in Metro East, and he actually passed away here. A few
Yeah,
years
I think he
ago.
just died a couple years ago, right?
Oh, well,
And
great.
that-
Oh, he was still
If
a
I'd have known
creep.
that, I wouldn't have said anything.
I mean, he was still a creep. I mean,
Well, I get confused between,
but I
you
don't.
know, there's Skip Grayton, and there was Skip Palin who went through the program, and
This could
and
be a
then
whole
Dad
different
was-
Skip. I went there in 93 and 94.
I'm telling you, I think it was the same guy. I think it was the same guy. And I don't know what happened to that Tiny guy, but that Tiny guy was the one who hooked up with this. And here's the deal. And I always felt bad about it, but Brian was talking to me and he goes, "Do you know what she saw?" I said, "Dude, I have no idea. I have no idea." Well, she claims she called the radio station Saturday night and that's how she hooked up with this guy. And I go, "Man, I don't know what you're talking. I don't know." Because I never wanted to admit I had guys that I went to college with in the studio, you know. But yeah, I felt bad. But that creep, he was the one who did it. It had to be. Unless she stumbled upon some other guys. And the whole thing is he went to her house and the mom was upstairs sleeping when you know, at least he didn't molest her or anything, but he did end up he ended up
He peed on her.
He somehow peed on her. I don't remember the whole story, but somehow he peed. So I don't know how, but I remember seeing that guy and like immediately cutting him off and just saying, "You're dead to me, dude." Because they were trying to, I mean, that would have ended my career. And this was within the first 6 months of me being on the radio when this guy did that. And it would have ended my career.
Gee, I thought my career was over my second night on when I played Wang Dang Sweet Poontang, but it's got nothing compared to your story.
At least Ted Nugent didn't pee on anyone. I think.
Well, I don't know about that.
I think. I think
You
this
ever met
guy.
Ted Nugent? I've met Ted Nugent. I think he's pissed on somebody. Yeah.
I think this guy Tiny. He ended up. The whole thing is there was no sex or anything, but he ended up peeing. She wouldn't have sex with him, so he got mad, and I think that's how he ended up peeing. But somehow he peed on her. She was wearing jeans, and he peed on her leg somehow, and then they left.
But he run around chasing her with the hanging out.
Dude, I don't even remember.
Marked his territory.
I don't even remember I just remember what the mother, when she was telling the story, because I heard it when Brian and I were apologizing. I'm like, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. And
Perhaps she was bitten by a stingray on Lake Springfield.
I didn't want to tell I didn't want to tell Brian that I had guys in the studio. You know, I probably should have, but I didn't. So I'm a pussy. But yeah.
You know, Ray, I just want to go back to the accusations you faced. You know, I did some legal consulting work. I never did go through law school, but I prepped my clients. Here's what you say, kids. What do you say to allegations that you were involved with two 15-year-olds? That's a lie, Your Honor. It was 3. Back to you.
It was
What?
no,
What?
no,
Somehow
I,
my services weren't retained. I don't know why.
no, I never did anything with any younger with, you know, what's the legal age?
Jail baits.
What's the legal age in Jimmy would say, "Hey, the legal
Yeah,
age is
what's the legal age
17."
here? That's the age I've never done anything under. Good.
Well, I've never done anything
Good just
under.
cover statement.
Didn't Jimmy
Insert
work
age
out?
here? That's the age.
Didn't Jimmy work
I
out that
think it's 18.
Illinois is
18 to 80 is what he used to say.
Hey, Illinois is 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he would say 17 is the legal age, and that would make him noble because his rule was 18 to 80. So he thought he was being more of a gentleman than the law was allowing.
I could fuck him a year earlier, but I'll wait.
Wow, by 1 year.
I have class.
And yeah, I never hooked up with. I got to be honest. I just don't think young girls are attractive. And you know, even when I was
No.
even when I was young, I didn't think. You know, even when I was 15, I didn't think a 15-year-old girl was attractive, which I know is weird, but I just.
I've always been attracted to my own age range. As I get older, my tastes get older. So
Yeah.
I mean,
working out great.
I think that's no, but I think that's everybody. But I'm just saying, like when I was 15.
No, I think there's people who they get older, their tastes go younger, and
Well,
you know,
yeah, you're probably right too. But I'm saying that.
and by the time they're
that
70,
way.
that's why the 70-year-olds are with the
Like dazed and
14-year-old.
confused.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
get
No,
that.
because that guy
older
stays
women.
the same age.
I gotta tell you, when I
used to be an older woman. Now I'm old.
when I look at pornography or stuff, I'm always going for like the MILFs. You know, I'm always going for women closer to my age. You know, like if I go to Reddit or
Yeah, pick a site where porn just pops up. Don't say go to a
No,
porn
no,
site. Pick
no,
a-
no.
When I go to Yahoo,
no, I specifically go to Reddit, and Reddit has a category called MILF, and I'll specifically go there, and it's that because those are more appealing to me than going to the ones where it's just random girls naked. As I don't want to see 18, 19-year-old girls. You know, I don't want to see 18 or 19-year-old porn. I like watching my
Yeah.
porn. I like watching my porn 35 and above. Yeah, because that's what gets me rock hard.
yeah, I'm about 30 and up,
Yeah, right. I mean,
35 up.
there's nothing. I don't know. It just I don't. There's nothing attractive about children. You know, I don't get it.
Yeah, and like a 20-year-old to me is like a child now. You might as well be a child.
Oh yeah. 30 is like a child.
How much?
You don't even have your own address. And today they don't even move out of the house until like they're
Yeah,
32
you're
years
right.
old.
Yes.
What are you gonna do, date a 30-year-old? Have to, go to their bedroom because that's their room
I
because
was
they live with
Oh my
mom and
God.
dad.
Sean. I think Sean was the one telling me. Sean, you were telling me about dating apps, right?
Yeah.
Plenty of Fish or whatever the hell one you were on.
Oh God.
And I was
What a
thinking,
name.
I wouldn't even set my viewing for people that that you want to look. I wouldn't even set my viewing for under 40. You know, you've got to be at least 40 to even see pictures of them on like a dating app if I was single.
I think mine's
Well,
set at
worst
30.
you'd want to you'd like to think you could tweak it to, okay, let's see if there's maybe a 30-year-old looking for an older man. Well, you don't really achieve that because I'm looking for someone 20 to 29. Well, why is that showing up?
So you
I
can.
put woman
Yeah,
looking for someone my age range.
So
I
can,
like to keep mine 10 years before me.
so Sean, could you
That's it.
and Nikki, you're on a dating app too. So let me ask you because I don't
Yeah.
I've never been on one. So could I set it to like I just want to see African American girls 40 and up?
They have a search that you can put that stuff in.
Yep. You have filters on a lot of them, and then a lot of them where you can become a member and get that credit card out, and then you can have more filters.
Right.
Or maybe I want Latino girls By the way,
Asian
Yeah.
Pacific Islander.
By the way,
I mean, the ethnicity, that's like one of the first categories. You
I'm-
can get it down way down into like, I want an Asian girl who's 30 pounds overweight, who's 35 years old,
you
who
can
lives on
be
the
that
west side of town,
specific.
who likes facials at the spa.
You can
And
Has her own business.
you can be that specific. You seriously could be that specific?
Yeah.
West
Oh,
side. Let me
shit.
see. What did I say? West side of town, you could do that. That's a distance thing. Age is on there.
It's a zip code thing.
Ethnicity
Yeah.
is always obviously on there. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And then you could some of them you can filter through like what kind of relationship you're wanting, whether you're wanting just a hookup or whether you're seeking something like a relationship or
Or-
whether you're single, widowed, divorced.
I'll tell you, my
Just keep checking the boxes.
Mhm.
I have my dream. I have my fantasy girl right now.
The problem is if you filter too much, it only shows what people have put on. So if somebody doesn't put on their site that they're like Latino, they just don't fill
Yeah.
it this, then you won't see that if you put only Latinos. So there's a it's a drawback.
I have my fantasy girl. I mean, you know. And she's aged with me. Which,
Yeah.
you know, like
I have my fantasy guy too.
and you're
His
married.
name's Terry.
That's what I mean. You're married to him, so he, you know. No,
I thought that's where you were going
No,
with
I-
it,
I
so
am
beat
going
you
with-
to it.
I am going to that. I am going there, but I'm just saying that like if for some reason I was single, I would look for a Latina girl over 40. That's what I have. I'm married to that right now.
Yeah.
I just you know, that's what I like. And I don't think if I were somehow divorced tomorrow, I don't think I'd immediately start looking for blondes over, you know.
Yeah.
I just
I don't know. I never really
but then again,
blonde or brunette or whatever.
would you want to, Sean? I mean, I guess you're the one that has used these things. Would you want to date someone that looked exactly like your ex? I mean, that would be kind of weird.
Unless you have a type.
But Nikki,
Gosh,
Right.
that is a difficult thing, but that would be tricky. You know, and I can think of someone who, and I can think of a couple of people where they had a bad marriage, and they got another person that looks like that earlier person, and it's a successful marriage. It's got to be a weird dynamic. Every once in a while, they got to wake up in a cold sweat and like and say the name of that past person. But
so you're saying
that would be difficult.
you
but
knew
I think
someone that-
I think I'd adjust.
yeah, I mean, but that's what I like is exactly what I'm. That's what I like. I don't know if I would.
Mhm.
I don't think I would. However, you know, the girl I had right before D. I mean, or the one that I had a relationship with before D. I mean, Sean, you know her, right? I think you do.
Yeah.
And she was blonde. She was blonde when I dated her. But she was never really my type, you know what I mean? She was never my fantasy girl, you know, like the girl that I always masturbated to, you know, that imaginary girl that I would think of. You know what I mean? Like you always have that imaginary person that you know, that you think of like, oh yeah, that's the one. That's who I eventually found in my wife. But I'm saying the one right before my wife that I was in a relationship with was good looking, but she's just completely different. Like I like brunettes, you know, and yet this girl had blonde hair, and I just think, you
I don't
know,
really care about hair color. I guess I'm not really
well they
that
can always
shallow, but
they can always color it, yeah. Yeah. Well, now,
Well, if you're on a dating site, you can find their personality.
I gotta find a personality on a dating site.
that's what I was saying before. The women are the worst because they'll put their whole life story,
Oh.
their deepest feelings out there,
Oh, fuck
tell
that.
you all about their troubles and their tribulation. And it's like, oh, don't put that all online for everybody to read.
Yeah.
Just pour their hearts out for everybody. It's like,
Yeah, I just there's such a thing as too much. Like I bet Sean writes book chapters in his dating profiles.
I have learned considerably. It's minimalist. It's attempted comedy, but I wrote some real corny. It looked like a doc.
He wrote
Looked
a
like I was
novel.
going for my doctor.
Oh, you know he's an
It was
oversharer.
ridiculous.
He's an oversharer.
I like the headline
Oh.
I had one time. I've most likely been. Oh, how did I put that? I've most likely been on your desk, beside your bed, or in your car at one point or another. And people
Wow,
would
I
just be like,
saw
"What the?"
creepy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Until I figured out it was like creeping people out.
You're
And to
basically
creep some of these people out is an accomplishment. It's
You're-
like, wow.
you're basically telling them that you've been stalking them, even though you don't know them.
Not realize it was supposed to be a radio joke. You know, like I've been
Yeah.
on your desk at work, I've been next to your bed, or I've been in
I
your
got
car.
where you're going with it.
But
did
if
you-
you don't think that, you know,
Do you
I
guys
thought that people,
mention?
no, it just sounds like a fucking somebody with a cloak.
Because like I said,
Hatchet.
I'm never gonna be on a dating app. But if I was, would I mention what I've done for a living? Did you guys mention what you did?
No.
Sean, did you say you were that Sean Balint? Or Rocky, did you say
About
that you
half
were?
the time I said what I did for a living.
Did you tell them who
No, I
you,
didn't.
that you were Rocky?
I didn't pull the used car sale routine and actually fully identify myself, but I figured people could put two and two together. Just because,
Absolutely.
you know,
It's a
don't
little
start
bit,
with it.
It's a little bit different when you're gay, especially earlier on. You had to kind of be not so broad about it, but I would absolutely tell people who I was.
Like to where?
That's my calling card. That's
Yeah.
what I have to offer. You can go out with the cool DJ and maybe get some free concert tickets.
So you would tell them, "Hey, I am that." You know.
Yep. Right away.
Yeah, I think with
That's why I had that headline, so they could be like, what does that mean? Oh, it means I'm in radio. I think that if people, whatever your most interesting thing is, you put that out front. The most interesting thing about me was I was on the radio. So I put that out front. If you had a question a long time ago about taking your shirt off or making a shirtless profile picture. If you've got a six pack, but not a very good personality, you don't know what to say all the time, but you've got a great body, put that
off your
body on.
shirt. Yeah. Huh. I mean,
Use what you got to get what you want.
I would think. I mean, I'm never going to use a dating app. I mean, I hope my wife never.
But if you
leaves
did,
me.
I think you would
you
would try to get people's attention with your wit and you have this ability to like draw people in with your personality.
Yeah, but
you wouldn't be putting naked pics up first.
No,
you wouldn't
God,
be
no.
putting cock pics up first.
No,
you wouldn't be putting up, you standing there by your Lamborghini and, with all your passports and you would go with your biggest asset, your personality.
But I think that they could figure. I mean, if they could figure out from my picture and my name, I mean, there's not a lot of Ray Lytles around, and there really isn't anybody that looks like me, right? And
Well, usually you don't put your full name on there.
yeah, but I mean, if
you
I
can put whatever name you want.
if I
You can
put my picture up,
And most people don't.
if I put my picture up, I mean, there's a pretty certain look, and I see when Rocky does these old videos, I've sort of looked the same for 30 years. I look older, but I sort of look the same. And it's pretty obvious who I am. So I'd imagine if I was on it, it would just be people would looking and they go, "Oh, I know who that. How do I know that guy? I think I know who that guy is." Unless I'm just an egomaniac.
But I'm saying though, if you didn't have a good personality, if you weren't witty, if you were awkward around people, you didn't always know what to say, but you've got a great body, you would probably use that body first.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there's anything better or worse than any of it. I mean, I think people just use what their best asset, put it out there first. If you've got 9.5 inches, but you're ugly as fuck, you better put that 9 on first.
You better just show that cock show that cock instead of your face. Yeah. Hey, what you do is you put it in a hot dog bun and you take a picture of it.
You absolutely, if it's impressive, you put it in a hot dog bun, because then you've got, what is that called when you've got a relation to an object?
Yeah.
Scale. Then you've got scale.
Yeah.
Works with a dollar bill too.
Hey.
And pop cans.
Dollar bill is actually exactly 6 inches.
I got it.
Pop cans are funny because they make those little ones And like back in the mid-90s, people would put those little ones
Mhm.
next to it. So I mean, it's like, obviously that's a tiny can. Look at your hand.
Hey, look at my giant dong.
Right.
Yeah.
Next to a Coke can. Coke
My-
can's like that big.
Look at my giant dong in this little person's hand. Yeah. Because then it looks like it's too big for a hand.
Oh, go back to sleep.
Oh my God. It's about 10 o'clock.
Are you implying that Jim would use a child's hand instead of a midget?
Oh, you were going with midgets?
Yeah.
I was trying to not be offensive. You
Oh.
don't say midgets.
Tiny person.
You found a way to be offensive. You had him putting his
Little
penis in a child's hand. That's pretty offensive.
Well, an infant, really. It wasn't just a child.
Yeah. Today's show has been brought to you by Recontext. None of these businesses endorse anyone putting their dongs in the hands of children. Recontext.
Well, they'd have them fat little fingers anyway, so it probably wouldn't really.
Oh, I love
Good Lord. What is wrong with you? Recontext is the corner on Ninth and Black. They are the sponsor of our app as well. I want to thank Recontext. Always so great. Head West subs, delicious subs, great locations. They've got several of them in Springfield. The West Jefferson location, the Robbins Road location, Denver Drive, South 6th Street Road in Southern View, Jacksonville, Decatur. No matter where you are, Head West is nearby to give you a great sub. When you want a great sub, you know you've got to Head West. Hendricks Home Furnishing
Yeah.
at Verdon.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
Hendricks has great furniture. You guys, you could try shopping in Springfield, and if you're gonna be like, if you're like me, you won't find what you're looking for. And then if you do find something, they'll tell you the delivery is gonna take several months just to get it to your house. There's always the run. You get the runaround. Like it's always, it's never gonna be there the next day. It's always like, oh, we've got to do this or do that, or we've got to order it or blah blah blah. When you go to Hendricks, you don't get any of that shit. What you do is you sit in a furniture you'd like, and then they work out a deal with you, and basically they tell you, okay, be home tomorrow or Tuesday or whatever, and they bring it by your house. It's so simple. It was the best furniture shopping experience we've ever had, and that we being my wife and I. It's Hendricks Home Furnishing in Verdon. It's worth the short drive. I know in our Cindy, one of our listeners, Cindy, she went down and just bought something from Hendricks, and I think Kathy said she was gonna go. I'll have to find out if she actually did or not. I'm telling you, it's a great furniture shopping experience. Simply CBD, you guys, CBD can make your pain feel better. If you suffer from chronic pain the way I do with my knees, I use Simply CBD. I use balm and oil, but there are so many different ways to take it. There's chocolates, there's water, there's gummy, you name it. Simply CBD. Core Installation Furniture and Supply. Corey has, of course, she's got your office furniture, but more importantly, now she's got pandemic supplies, including sanitizer wipes. Everybody's looking for Clorox wipes and stuff. You can get sanitizer wipes from Corey cheap. You can get hundreds of them for $10. It's a great deal. She's got them now. Core Installation 741-1079. And DTE Technologies. Talk to Rob and let him work you into getting rid of those your regular phone system that you have and get you an internet phone system. It could save you he had one client where he saved them thousands of dollars a month. DTE Technologies 408-0001. That's going to wrap up today's show.
Yeah.
We're trying to
And I just want to say quickly to all the women who aren't interested in me, I'm trying to date a redhead or a blonde because I have terrible luck with brunettes. So just want to get that out there. And I also would advise any sane woman not to date me. Back to you.
And Sean's looking for redhead.
What's the deal with straight people and hair color?
It's just, well, it's like playing roulette. You play red or black.
Dude,
and
if you're gonna date a girl your age,
if
you're going to date a girl your age,
attracted,
you're actually going to be
and
dating a girl with gray hair, and
yeah.
that has some kind of color in it.
Yeah, it all goes gray after a while anyway. So what difference does it make?
It's all gray as long as I don't want that punani hair gray.
Yeah, I'll die alone anyway.
That's coming back apparently. I've heard.
I don't want to see that gray punani hair.
pubic hair on women.
Yeah.
It went away for a while, didn't it, in the 90s? Just coming back.
Well, if you got gray hair, shave that shit off. I don't want to see any of that. I mean, what's wrong with you? We'll wrap it up for today and come back tomorrow at 8:00. Hopefully we'll be on Facebook. I want to thank everybody for listening and invite you to come back for more. So long, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. You better wake up, sleepyhead, get your fat butt out of bed. There's a man who got up at 4 a.m. just to play you Zeppelin and Pearl Jam. Raymond Lytle is his name. Some have called him just a bit insane. But you may find him a little idiotic. But his is the only morning show you can say is really got it. Slam the door, turn the key, get on the road now. With Central Illinois' morning way to get down. It's nasty, it's dirty, but it's funny, 'cause it's the Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. He's lewd, he's rude, he's crude, but it doesn't matter, 'cause he's the morning master of rock and roll and laughter. Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. Sean Bull Scott, news and sports. Bodine's running down North Grand in his undershorts. Michelle will dwell on things colored pink and purple. They'll explain why Jim made a remake of that movie called The Black Hole. Slam the door, turn the key, get on the road now. The Central Illinois morning way to get down. It's nasty, it's dirty, but it's funny, 'cause it's the Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. He's lewd, he's rude, he's crude, but it doesn't matter, 'cause he's the morning master of rock and roll and laughter. Raymond Lytle's morning disaster. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. That's going to wrap up today's show. I invite you to come back and join us tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And hopefully we'll be back on Facebook. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, we'll see you guys later.